Hello, I'm to the pod. Let's get a 4 on GBA. This time we are doing Alcatraz, and well, Alcatraz isn't too different. A lot of it is pretty much the same as its PS2 counterpart, or in this case, its PS1 counterpart in a lot of ways. Uh, but for the most part, it's alright. For instance, we have a goal here. We have to find the hidden tape. Uh, the hidden tape is interesting. In fact, most what you're supposed to do here is interesting. For instance, you can't go inside here. That's normal, considering we need to unlock the place. So, as long as we can actually unlock the place and go inside, that's good news for us. That means they're actually doing the right thing with this fucking level. But yeah, the tape. The tape is right over here. I have to get up onto the roof. I don't know how to do that, though. I can't reach the roof to grind up there. I can't, just find a fucking opening and go up there that way. There is a way. There are actually two ways. One of them is grind up from those pipes up the wall. This is the hard way. The easy way requires me to know there's specific spots that you will find out later on in this Let's Play. Yeah, I don't figure that shit out until way later. So, I don't think you will either if this is your first time playing, like me. So, you're gonna be pretty lost. But yeah, it's step one here, so you have to do it anyway. Now, you have to jump right off that grind, and then you can get the tape. Except I fucked it up, so of course, I failed and lose my blood, and now I have to go through all that bullshit again. This is sort of reminiscent of the Twin Skater 2, tape one where I had to make those grinds all the way up the fucking walls to get the tape and shit, and it was actually really obnoxious and difficult because it's really hard to actually grind up the shit and actually not fuck it up, but whatever. We were able to get that anyway, even though it is hard. This one's not hard though, manually down here just to land right there. Much easier than the actual goal in the PS2 version where you had to go through the entire hill. You only have to go down halfway. Now I have to find some bombs, because there are apparently bombs in Alcatraz. Even though the only time there were ever bombs in any of these goals was back in fucking, the fucking shipyard, and that was a movie set thing. That was not real bombs. Here it seems like it's actually real bombs, which is weird. But yeah. For the most part, there's a lot of collectibles around here. A lot of them just being all bunched up together in one area. It's kind of weird. But yeah, I decided to take this time to go ahead and look around and find all of these. Because this isn't exactly a big level. None of these are, because it's the GBA version. They're all going to be like a box at best. So everything's really bunched up and shit. And there will be some difficult to find ones, difficult to get ones. But for the most part, all collectibles are... They're pretty much easy to find if you look everywhere, because they're all bunched up in this small area. Even though the cameras are busted and the shadows don't always show up. Maybe we got a deck now, so that's nice. Anyway, the bombs. We found 2 of them so far. The third one's on the other side of the one bomb we got, the second one. As for 4 and 5, they are by the ramps by this area. Basically, all the bombs are just around this specific area. So just find them around here and you'll have them. Really easy one. Just stick around this area and you'll find them no problem. At least they're easier to find because of the shadows. And now we have the bombs. We can then continue on for another goal. Or maybe some more collectibles or whatever. And in fact, we're doing a... have a look around here. We're going to try and get up here for a bit, but I failed, so I can't be bothered. Now I go ahead and get some more packages and cash. And yeah, there's a lot of shit around here. There's another goal, and it is 10 keys to escape. This goal will unlock the actual inside of the prison area, so we can get inside and skate around for a bit by that door that wouldn't open. But now it will once we beat this. The first 6 keys are very straightforward. They're all in one line. The remaining 4 are pretty much a bit more spread out. and that's where I get kind of confused. This isn't hard, it's just that once again the camera fucks with you, and it's kind of weird. Like, the last 4 keys are spread out, but the first 6 are all in this line. It's like, what were they trying to do? It's just like they tried to like spread it out a bit, but they couldn't think of anything to like spread out the rest of the keys on. So they just bunched them up into one fucking line. I guess to showcase the thing, because you know that little swipe thing they do when you begin a goal, you know, that they do that little camera angle kind of thing. I guess it's because of that, but it just seems a bit stupid to have them all in like one line and then have the remaining 4 be all spread out like this. Like, one's by that fucking plant area and the other one's by these ramps here, so, you know, it's all spread the fuck out. And yet this one line is just like, yeah. But yeah, we have the cell block unlocked now, so that's nice. Anyway, another one is the competition, because yes, we have to do the competition. Now, the competition in the GBA version I found is a little bit weird. For this one, we obviously have to get a big score. In fact, for this one, it is 300,000 points to get the maximum score. Here's the thing that's weird. Usually when you do these competitions in the Turbo Skater games, any Turbo Skater game, or any Tony Hawk game in general, the maximum number you'll always get is 99. You can't get any higher than that. There is no 100 in competitions at all in any Tony Hawk game. However, the GBA version has an 100. This is the first time I've ever seen a Tony Hawk game have a competition in which the highest score you can get up to is 100. Every other game I have played maximizes to 99. Whether it be the Pro Skater games, whether it be Underground, Project 8, fucking Jesus. Even the newer ones like fucking Ride and shit, and even Pro Skater HD, like any competition, it maximizes to 99 and doesn't get any higher than that. But here, 100 is your maximum. That means you can get a total of 200 points. I don't know what else to say about that. That's the first time I've ever seen that, and it just shocked me to know that, because that means 99 is just near perfect for this version. And it's very awkward considering you're probably very used to just getting 99s. And in a way, like, the computer still isn't really good at getting a really fucking high score. So, you know, you can still get 99s and win, but it's just that you have the option to get 100s now, and it's weird, because no other game of Tony Hawk that I've ever played does that. There you go, and all of a sudden, I am whooshed all the way up here for some reason by going to that spot. Guess what? That spot is a fucking place where you have to go to get up to the roof easily. That's the easy way. How does it make sense, and how are you supposed to know that? Anyway, there's a lot of collectibles up here on the roof, so I'll go ahead and get them. And then we'll jump cut to when we'll do another goal, which is right over here by the pool. This goal requires us to grind around the swimming pool. There's no water in the swimming pool, luckily, so I don't have to worry about draining it. But, this is an easy one anyway. There's only one pool, not 2 in here, by the way. And you just have to get the gap, which is no diving, and you'll get it done. And that's it for that goal. Next goal will be in the same guy. He'll want us to transfer over this roof. Alright, let's do that. Should be pretty easy. Except, oh no, even though I did it correctly, it didn't count for some reason. I don't know why. I did it correctly. It should have just fucking gone, but nope. This game has some weird moments with the controls and the way it works. I don't really understand it much, but yeah, I just did it again, and it actually worked this time. It actually gave me a spine transfer, and once you got the gap, you got the goal. Next up is this goal right over here, which is, guess what? The fucking goals where you have to do the tricks that the ghosts or whatever fucking tell you, and they just pop up by the side. Except it's different this time. Before you had to do every single one that shows up in the amount of time you have. In the GBA version, you only have to do a certain number of them. You don't have to do all of them. As long as you, for instance, in this one, do 8 tricks that they pop up, then you're fine. You don't have to actually do every single trick. You have the option, but it's pointless. As long as you have done 8 out of all of these, then good news, you have beaten the goal. You have won. And really, these features keep coming up no matter what, so it's just like, why bother? Just fucking go with this. See, at the very last second, it popped another one, so it doesn't matter. They just keep popping up no matter what. It's infinite. So just fucking get the number and get it done. Anyway, here's some more collectible bullshit, including this fucking package right over here. In fact, to jump right into the water for it. And then over here, with a music change, because I wanted to, we have high scores, first scores, and 6 scores, as well as a 4th goal from this guy that we'll be doing really soon, but it'll be different from the last time that we did this shit. Now the 6th score is 90,000, the high score is 30,000, and the pro score is 60,000. So pretty much just timing the high score by 2 and 3 for pro and sick. And honestly, it's not too hard. If you were able to do the competition of a gold, this should not be difficult. And you'll find that if you're able to do this really well, the 4th goal this guy gives you is just much easier than the 6th goal. It's much easier than doing the 6th score goal because you're going to find out soon. Oh, by the way, there's a guy called Bob is Back, and this is in reference to the PS2 goal where you have to knock Ranger Bob from this ledge while he's being fucking praised and shit by all the visitors and such, which is weird. And yeah, it's interesting how there are actually references to the PS2 version as well as the PS1 version in the GBA version. I mean, it's not great references, but hey, it's references, and it's kind of neat. Anyway, 40,000 point combo. This is the new one, and if you got the 90,000 point one, then this is really easy. You shouldn't have any trouble with this at all. Anyway, that's it for that one. Now it's time to go and do another goal, which is going to be this one. Transition grind down the hill. This is kind of weird in how it works. You actually have to get a certain gap while doing the awkward as fuck transition grinds. Now, I always talk about how weird the transition grinds are in this game and how they just don't really work well in context. But yeah, there you go. Once you got that gap, you've done it. Next up, another goal right over here. This is actually the skate and combo letters. These are our last goals. Now, these are actually easier than the college ones, because you can actually figure out where they are a lot easier than you did with the very first skate letter line. Yeah, you saw how I struggled back in that fucking college one, back in the very first skate letter line? Well, in this one, I don't struggle at all, and by the way, there's a stat point right here. This is our last stat point, I think, because it says 7 out of 7 stat points. And by the way, I don't even know how I got that fucking gap. I bailed, so I shouldn't have, but whatever. Anyway, next up is combos. This is insanely easy. Like, it's insulting. It's all in, like, one fucking line. One very short line, in fact. And it ends in you going up this ramp. That's the only hard part. And it's not even that hard. So there you go. So I'm going to make a big fucking jump back down to get to this guy and his next skate goal. Because we're almost done. We only have 2 more left. So skate letters here are a bit more difficult. But for the most part, they're like the same difficulty as the second skate line back in college, which was easier than the fucking first one in college. So still the hardest skate line in the game thus far is the very first one you do. I don't get that at all. But yeah. I've honestly thought that the E was up on the roof because I thought the game would do that to me, considering the very first fucking line. Like, I'm in that mindset now where I can't trust this game to give me a very good line. Instead, put something like the E in a dickhead spot. Like, this has happened multiple times in these games. The good news is, though, my mind is just fucking with me, and my own securities of this game, my own trust in this game is fucking with me. So the E is actually in the pool. Should have been easy to figure out, but again, I thought it wasn't, and it fucked with me. And lastly is the combo. This one does fuck with you because of the O. Because this jump right here, you might think of the grind up there, no, you are down here. Outside of that, not too hard, very easy to get done. And that is all the goals of Alcatraz, and I think that's all the collectibles as well. So all I have left is gaps. I'll be checking it out right now from the career thing, the career checklist thing. Skate shop. Here we go, career board. Let's have a look. It defaults you to college for some reason. I have no idea why. She defaulted me to the one I'm on right now. But as I move on to it, I find I have a stat point and a deck and a package missing. And it counts the cell block too. That means we're missing stuff in the cell block that I haven't got into yet. Well, first of all, the package, the remaining one, is right over here by this grind. There you go. Easy to miss. And now the cell block. You go inside the door and you'll find that the deck, which by the way there are actually 2 in this level, which is interesting. And the stat point, which, guess what, doesn't tell you at all. It only tells you there's 7, but in here it tells you there's only 1. Like, it's weird how that works in this game. It's weird how a lot of things work in this game. But now I have all the collectibles, and now I am actually done with Alcatraz outside of gaps. And my controller is connected again. I am not having a good day of this controller. Anyway, I'm going to be honest here. At this point in the game, like, I'm sort of getting used to it. I'm getting used to it a lot faster than any of the other GBA versions, that's for sure. But the biggest problem is that this area has no purpose. There's no gaps, there's no nothing. There's not even any goals. It's a guy right here. You think the ghost thing would be done here, but it's not. But whatever. Anyway, I'm going to get all the stats done. And by the way, I can switch to skaters from here, which is nice, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm also going to check out the decks, because we got 2 new decks. And they suck, so I'm going to choose board free still. And now check out the checklist, because we might as well check on the, oh, by the way, just, yeah, it's still defaulting to fucking college. We might as well just check out the gaps, as well as secrets. Oh, wait, as you approach out, so can't check that out either. Anyway, the gaps are 35, there's less here. And, there's really not that much. A lot of these are actually kind of easy. So, this is much easier than the college one, and, yeah, we'll get through this pretty well and pretty quickly. So, let's begin the gaps for Alcatraz. First of all, you want to make a big transfer from here to there, and you will get Holy Frijoles. Only if I'm saying that correctly. Then make a transfer over here, and you will get Ruins Transfer. Next up, you want to make a freaking transfer from here all the way across this roof, and you'll get Breaking Roof. Next up, you make a freaking transfer from here all the way across this entrance, and you'll get Doing Time. Next up, you want to go ahead and make a spine transfer, well, normal transfer, over this for practice transfer. Next up, you want to make a freaking transfer from here to there, and you will get Mr. Business. Next up, make a spine transfer from here to down there, and you will get Happy Landings. Next up, you want to go and make a lip trick here for Momo's Redemption, only lip trick in the entire fucking level. Make a big grind here for the next gap. Just make a huge grind, like keep your balance, go all the way from the very start there, all the way down to here, and you'll get Push the Bunny. Next up, You want to grind over here, go all the way down to the very end, and you will get this gap called El Chupacabras. Next up, you want to make a grind from here all the way to here, and you will get Bob is Back. Next up, you want to make a grind from this rail here all the way to the very end, and you will get Letter to Rudy. Next up, you want to make a grind from the very start over here, make a jump right over this gap, and you will get Missing Piece Hop. Keep grinding all the way to the very end, and you will also get Jiffy Pop. Next up, grind from here and go all the way down. This is a big grind. You'll get 2 gaps. One is a line. You'll get Tan Cuidado and the line, the distance. Then grind these 2 spots here and you will get Grey Mile Grind. Then grind these 2 spots over here down this hill and you will get Swimming Team. Next up, make a grind from here to these rails here. You get Perimeter Transfer, and Rehabilitation Transfer, and grind all the way to the very end after doing all that shit for Innocent Grind. Next up, you want to make a grind from over here, and then you want to keep grinding all the way through to the very end. Eventually, you get the gap called Switchback Grind. Next up, you want to make a grind from here, jump off, and then grind the rail down there for Prison Cook. Next up, you want to make a grind from these spotlights here for Shawshank Hop. Next up, grind from the very start over here and then grind all around the prison roof. It's not a big grind, but if you keep your balance, which isn't that hard to do, and get all the way to the end, you'll get Time to Think. Next up, you'll make a grind from these 2 rails over here and you will get Pipe Hop. Next up, grind this bench here, but make sure to grind by the front, right behind this guy, and you'll get Freeman. Next up, you want to make a grind from here and then make a jump right off and grind into the pool and you will get And Beyond. And then I want you to go and just make a grind all around this pool. You should have already gotten this gap by now because of a goal, but in case you didn't, just grind all the way around and you should get No Diving. Next up, you'll make a grind from here all the way down to here on this ledge and you'll get Practice Hop. Next up, make a grind over this side of the place, and then make a transfer grind over here, and you will get Route 4 transfer. Then grind this spot over here for the institutionalized. Make a safe landing down here. Next up, you will make a grind manual down these hills. You can do this manually, like separately, or you can do it in one combo. You get Downhill Jam, and you'll get Escape Style by doing the manuals. Lastly, make a grind over here for this pipe, jump over this, and then jump right off and grind onto the pipe on the other side from this big drop for Liberty. And that is another line gap, and that is all the gaps of Alcatraz. That is Alcatraz 100% completed. So yeah, that was a lot more straightforward, a lot more easy, and no repeat fucking bullshit like before of college. This is a lot better. Alcatraz was a lot better, and I liked it. And that is it for Alcatraz. So, you know what that means? We have to go and find the guy that takes us to our next level, which I think is Kona. Let's go ahead and just jump down here and find him. It's Tony, by the way. I don't know why Tony is telling us this, but hey, there he is. Yeah, it's Kona. So, next time on Toast Get a 4 on GBA, we'll be doing Kona. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.